do it because I'm like at that point where I really can't, but I'm going to try and describe it to you best I can. So you're going to take one block, and only do this if it feels okay in your shoulder blade. If it like makes it feel a little bit uncomfortable, ditch it. But option to take your block right where your shoulder blades would be, and then your second block, if you have it, can go underneath your head. So you're coming into basically a supported fish pose with your chest elevated, your head supported. Got it. Okay, thumbs up. That's great. And just for a moment, if you want, you can take your hands to that block underneath your head. And this, if you're having like tension in your neck or like at the base of your skull, your occipital ridge there, you can lie in this way. You can also like lie completely on your back without the block underneath your shoulder blades. But you can use the edge of that block, if it's a foam block especially. You can take your hands to that block and almost like put it on a little bit of an angle, but be mindful of the weight of your head, of course. And then as you let your head drape there, the weight of your head then just starts to, you can like roll your head side to side if that feels good. Only if it feels good. Sometimes that brings up like a little bit too much sensation. Just take a few moments to settle in there. And if your elbows wide, hands holding onto that block feels good, lets the pecs open up a little more, go for it. If you feel like you're better served taking your arms out like a T, palms facing up, that might feel good. Might be a little intense. You just find what works for you. To lessen that intensity, you can start to bring your arms a little closer towards your sides to lessen that load in your pec muscles. And then just let your eyes close here. Let the weight of the back of your head sink towards the ground. If it feels okay, let the weight of your shoulder blades sink into that other block underneath you towards the ground. And take a big breath in right here, like your whole entire front side is open here. So feel it expand just a little bit more as you create that space. An entire exhale just to land. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper. You feel a little bit more ease. And do that a few more times. So really letting your breath be your guide here throughout your practice, of course. You might even just take one big breath in right here, all the way in through your nose. And then start to open up your mouth. Maybe let out that audible sigh. Feel your body respond. And then start to bend your knees and plant your feet a little bit wider than your hips. So we call this like constructive rest. And then let your knees knock together. Awesome. And then take your arms like goalposts here, bending at the elbows, palms facing up to the sky. Take a big breath in right here. Long breath out. And then if it feels okay, maybe start to reach your arms up and overhead here, away from your knees, away from your head. So like you did before, take a big breath in and feel your whole front side of your body expand. Now, as you exhale, slowly start to bend your elbows back into that goalpost-like position, but feel how your shoulder blade muscles have to start to contract to let that happen, especially in a back bend. Now, this time, take a big breath in to open up through the chest. Now, as you exhale, I just want you to slowly start to roll off to your right side. Be mindful of that block. You're just going to move it out from underneath you, place it off to the side, and then you'll lie down on your back completely. Remove that block that was underneath your head. Place that off to the side as well. So your whole back is on the earth. I want you to find a long body stretch. So your legs go long, arms overhead, maybe grab one wrist as you point your toes forward. And then you switch, other hand to your opposite wrist. Reach through your toes. Take one big breath in, maybe interlace the fingers above your head. And then as you exhale, almost like you're making a snow angel here, just trace that circle with your hands out like a T, and then down along your sides. Hug your knees towards your armpits here. So you're still on your back, you're just hugging your knees in towards your chest and then a little bit wider. And then if it feels okay, start to just slowly, gently rock side to side, thinking like a happy baby pose here, but this is your modification. Okay? You're not like so deeply in the hips, grabbing for your feet right away. I just want you to hold on to your knees or your shins. Awesome. And then drop your feet back to the ground, but bend your knees. You're going to take your arms like goalposts, just like you did before. So now your whole entire upper back is on the earth. Take a big inhale right here. Now use the strength of your belly to let your knees just fall over to the right. Doesn't have to be all the way. I just want you to start to find that motion of how you use your center. Use your inhale to draw them back in towards center. Use your exhale to let them just fall over to the left. Awesome. And then inhale back through center. Now I want you to pick your feet up off the ground and let your knees stack right on top of your hips, right? So start to make this like 90-degree angle. Your shins are parallel to the ground. Awesome. Flex your feet so your toes point up to the sky. Yes. Now take your hands. I want you to press them into your thighs, but press your thighs back into your hands. So you're really firing up the belly here, and I want you to stay and breathe. You might embrace a little bit of a shake too. It's like, I can't tell if you're doing the work, of course, but you can tell. It's like this isometric movement where you get to put in the effort and you get out what you put in. So breathe in and out through your nose here for 3. Maybe create that audible sound. We call it ujjayi breaths. 2. Last 1. So nice. Now keep your legs exactly as they are. Take your arms back like those goalpost arms, spreading through the fingers. Nice. Now take a breath in right here. I want you to use your exhale to slowly drop your knees over to the right, but try not to just like fall all the way onto the ground. Yes. Can you keep your left shoulder blade on the earth? Awesome. Now use the inhale to pick back up, back through center. Okay, you've got it. And then your knees over to the left without picking your right shoulder blade up off the ground. It's like glued there. Yeah, you won't go as low. That's okay. Now inhale, come back up through center. You're going to do that one more time. Use your breath. Exhale over to the right. Awesome. Inhale back through center. Over to the left. Yes. And then back through center. Take a breath in. Now you get to hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze after all of that work. Yeah, that's hard work. Now if it feels okay, I want you to just slowly rock front to back, front to back. And if that feels okay with your spine, awesome. If not, just come up to a seat. You can roll off to the side, press yourself up, no big deal. And then once you're there, start to take your right shin in front of the left. So just an easy, what we call Sukhasana, an easy seat. Reach your hands up, take a deep breath in. And then I want you to twist over to the right. So your left hand will come to your right knee and just like let your right hand fall behind you. And then do that again, but come through center. And you'll twist over to the left. So it's that same idea. You really use your belly, your center, to twist. Inhale, back through center, reach your hands up. Exhale, twist over to the right. And this time, keep your left hand where it is, reach your right hand high. We've done this before. I want you to just cross that right arm over the left, and then pick your fingers up towards the sky. So taking eagle arms, if this feels way too much in the shoulders, hands can just come to your shoulders. Now take a breath in to lift the elbows, maybe lift the forearms, the face. And then exhale, tilt your pelvis forward, then round to stretch that space in between your shoulder blades. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift back up. And then exhale, round forward. And then you'll come back up. Start to release the arms, sweep them out and up, switch your legs, left leg in front. And then exhale, twist over to the left. Now this time your right hand will stay on your knee. Reach your left hand up, face the front. Let it cross like the letter X. And then lift the fingertips. Any bind that works, take a breath in, lift the elbows, lift the face. Tilt the pelvis forward first, then you round. Do that again, inhale, rise back up. Exhale, tip forward and round. Now you'll rise back up, sweep the arms out and up, take a big breath in. Take the hands behind you. I want you to send your fingers out towards the sides, plant your feet, or plant your hands first, then plant your feet, hips width distance, and then lift your seat. Just a reverse tabletop pose. So you're asking your shoulders to do a lot of work. Maybe you just sway side to side. And then take one more breath in, press through your feet, maybe lift your seat a little higher, look straight up to the sky. And then slowly lower your seat back to the ground. Just cross your legs, plant your hands in front of you, find tabletop pose. You might wiggle walk to the middle of your mat. Spread your fingers wide. Maybe roll the ankles, wiggle the toes. Once you're here, in stillness, take a big breath in. Use your exhale to, like a corset, wrap the sides of your waist in and up. Now, keeping that engagement, take a breath in to lift your chest and lift your tail, maybe even lift your head. And then exhale to press down into your hands and you round. Now, coming back to neutral, we're going to take a little bit of a different twist, but still use your breath. Use your inhale to lift your right arm up. Use your exhale to thread it through, but you're not going to land all the way down with your right ear on the earth. I just want you to hover and reach over towards the left. And do that one more time. Inhale, rise up, take a big breath in, reach up, open up to the right. And then exhale to thread it through. Stretch in between the shoulder blades. Reach the right hand back up. Reach the right hand forward and let the hand find the earth. Back to the other side here, right into the other side. Left arm will rise. And then exhale, thread it through. Really reach. Create that space. One more. Take a breath in. Exhale, you twist. Now reach your left hand back up. Huge inhale. Reach left hand forward. Let it find the ground. Now give your wrists a break here. I want you to tuck your toes. And then walk your hands back just to land in a forward fold. So at the back of your mat. And you can take your feet a lot wider. Maybe you rock your hips side to side. Maybe you bend your knees a lot. Take a roll of the wrists in both directions. Maybe make fists as you roll them out. And then slowly, 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 as you press through your feet, can you roll all the way up to standing? Take your arms down along your sides, palms face forward. Maybe even heel toe your feet so they're right underneath your hip points. Toes pointing forward, shrug your shoulders as you breathe in. Allow them to fall down and back as you empty. And do that one more time. Take a breath in. Maybe even close the eyes as you draw the shoulders up. Maybe open the mouth. Feel your body respond with that ease. And you start to reach your hands out and up. Take a big breath in to rise. And then start to pick your right knee up, hip height. So creating that 90-degree angle. Now you're playing with a little bit of balance here. You're just giving a little bit more work to your core. Think of it wrapping in. Take a breath in, reach high. And then as you exhale, twist like you did before. So left hand can go forward, right hand goes back. I want you to do that one more time. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, you twist, left hand forward, right hand behind you. Now keep the left hand forward, reach the right arm up. Let it cross on top of the left. Lift the fingertips, wrap right knee on top of the left, eagle pose. You're not here long, just hug everything in towards center. Here for 3, 2, 1. Unravel, stamp the right foot, sweep the arms high, big inhale. Hands to your heart, just a moment on 2 feet. Huge inhale to fill up, expand through the front. Open up your mouth, clear it out. Now sweep the arms out and up, you'll rise, take a big breath in. Shift weight into the right foot and pick your left knee up, hip height. Now flex through the left foot to really turn that leg on. Take a breath in to reach high. And then exhale, right hand forward, left hand goes back. Do that one more time. Inhale, rise up. Think of the middle to use your exhale to then twist to the left. Everything else stays the same. And then rise back up with your left hand. Let it stack on top. Find eagle arms, left leg stacks. Here for 3. Strong, steady breath. 2. 1, you're already out of it. Release it, sweep high, breathe it. Hands through your heart, soft knees as you fold forward. Halfway lift, look towards the top of your mat. Walk your hands to your first and only downward facing dog. Yes, you can pedal out your feet, maybe shake your hips side to side. Let that feel good. Now in down dog, we're just gonna take a little bit of a twist, another twist. That's our theme for today. Take your feet mat width distance. Maybe bring your hands just a little bit closer together. Seems counterintuitive. And you might even shorten your stance in down dog. Now, like you did when you were in tabletop pose, I want you to pick your right hand up. And then as you exhale, thread it through over towards your left shin, your left thigh. Bend your knees if you need to, and then think about sending your heart or pulling it towards the left side of the room. Like under your arm. Take one more breath in. Nice, and then drop your right hand back down. Pick the left hand up, and then you twist over to the right. Keeping the belly strong, of course, that's your center. Take a breath in. Breath out. And then your left hand return. Drop your knees. Tabletop pose. Take a roll of the wrists if that was a lot. Plant your hands, maybe rock front to back. If you need to find lateral movement here, side to side, do that, let that feel good. And then you'll just meet me in a seat. So you'll sit, swing your legs around, give them a little bit of a shake. And then once you feel nice and secure here, take your hands down along your sides and lift your chest. So staff pose, or Dandasana, we call this. Keep your legs nice and strong. Make sure you have enough space behind you, because then you'll start to bring your forearms to the ground behind you. Your elbows land right underneath your shoulders, right? So they're not out wide. I want them to be snugging in underneath you. Now, this is your full fish pose. You can point your toes forward, And I want you to think about a string attached to your sternum, lifting it up towards the sky. Maybe let your head drop back. Entire front side of your body is open here. Take a full inhale. Maybe open your mouth, stick out your tongue. One more like that. Big breath in. Bigger breath out. And now you'll just slowly take the elbows wide to drop the back of your heart on the earth. Maybe bend your knees. Heel toe your feet wide, knock your knees together. Take your arms like goalposts, just like you did before. Take a breath in all the way to the top. Clear it out all the way to the bottom. And just one more like that right here in this moment of rest. Breathe in and out. And start to split the knees a little bit wider. And you get to hug them in towards your chest or your armpits. Maybe you stay here and that feels really good. This is your happy baby pose. Or if you want to grab onto your feet, find the outside edges of your feet with your hands. And then maybe you take that sway side to side or any movement if that feels good. Maybe you're just in stillness. Take a full breath in. Long breath out. Hug your knees into your chest as you have your feet release them. And then take your legs long towards the ground. Take a long body stretch here. So arms overhead, point your toes forward. Take your biggest inhale right here. Big exhale. Arms come down along your sides and your palms flip up. Any final movements or shapes that you'd like to take, whether it's a little supine twist if you're craving it. And then just land in stillness when you're ready, your Shavasana. Allow your eyes to close. Allow the back of your head to be heavy on the ground. Relax your toes. Relax your legs. Relax your belly, your chest and your shoulders after all of that work. Soften the neck. Soften the jaw. Soften your eyes. And even the top of your head. Remembering right here that no effort is ever wasted. No matter how big or small it may seem. So give yourself that grace or that permission to just be enough. Wherever you are. And allow your next breath to just be a little bit bigger than the last. And start to find slow, subtle movements in your fingers, your toes. If it feels good, roll the wrists, roll the ankles. You might even rock the head side to side. And in your own time, just bend your knees, roll to the side of your choice. And keep your eyes heavy as you just come all the way up to a seat. Once you're there, find that space in the chest that you created, nice and broad. Bring your hands together right in front of that space. Take one big breath in here. Long breath out. And take your thumb tips to the center of your forehead. As always, letting this practice be a time where you can create a little more kindness towards yourself. So you can then share that kindness in your own way with others. Namaste. Happy Friday.